generation feel optimistic about our future? David Cameron.
Well, I think there is, obviously, it's been a very difficult time recovering from the appalling recession that we had. It has been tough, it has been difficult, but Britain has still got some great strengths. We've got a strong and growing economy, we're creating jobs, we're part of all these important networks in the world, whether it's the G8 or NATO or the European Union. We have clout in the world, we can get things done in the world. Think of what some of our people are doing right now. We've got nurses in West Africa helping to deal with Ebola. We've got some of the most brave and professional armed services anywhere in the world, and tonight's a good moment to say thank you to them for all they do. We're a nation of great inventors.
Like that when there's homeless people on the streets who've been in the services.
Not from the audience, thank you.
I think it's good to say...
Because I'm worried that at the end of the day there's more of us than there is of them. They're not listening to our concerns.
But the lady makes an important point, which is there are people who come out of our armed services who do have difficulties, and that's why we should be putting money into the armed forces charities that help homeless people and people also with mental health problems when they come out of our armed services. So she makes an important point.
Let's return to the issue about providing optimism for a younger generation. Natalie Bennett.
Well, I think I made in my opening remarks reference to climate change. And that, of course, is one of the critical issues that we have to deal with to provide an optimistic future. But much broader than that, we have to stop trashing our planet. If we think about in Britain today, we're currently collectively using the resources of 3 planets when we've only got 1. We have to rebuild and invest in our economy to deal with that. And just to think about what my generation, the kind of legacy we're leaving your generation.
Thank you.
World Wildlife Fund figures, this is really important. The fact is that in the last 40 years, in my lifetime, the world has lost 50% of its vertebrate wildlife.
Thank you very much.
Half of the wild animals have gone.
Nigel Farage.
Fracking then.
Thank you.
Me.
Can we return, please, to the issue about optimism for the younger generation? Nigel Farage.
It's interesting. Our own leaders aren't optimistic. Our own leaders don't think this country is good enough even to make its own laws. What I want to see is a self-governing, self-confident United Kingdom, a country in which we've got pride, and for young people, we're living in a global economy. We've got to forget this obsession with our, frankly, failing in many cases, next-door neighbours in Europe, and let's re-engage with a bigger, wider world, and the best place to start would be the 2.2 billion people that live in the Commonwealth and are our real friends. Let's have a Britain that governs itself and looks outwards to the world.
Thank you.
The best way to provide optimism is to create the conditions whereby everyone can have a job, whereby we can create the conditions of full employment. And Plaid Cymru wants to create 50,000 new jobs with our job creation plan by supporting small businesses through business rate relief to take on extra people, and also changing the way that the public sector contracts out to the private sector.